in.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Good morning, Rabiya Mateo, Miss Universe Philippines. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's such a busy day. How are you, sir?
Good, wonderful. So I'm joined with two members of the Critical Beauty team. We have Dr. Rafi Mata and Jan Michael Ranyada. So say
Hi,
hello.
Rabiya. Mayong
Hi.
gabi.
Mayong gabi sa tanan.
Yeah, mayong gabi. It's nice to see you virtually. Actually, I'm from Iloilo,
Where in Iloilo?
in Oton.
Oh.
we have common friends, Karen Mendoza.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's joining Binibini in Filipinas.
Yes. So it's
Rabiya,
nice to see.
Rabiya, before we continue, can you do me a favor? Could you fix your camera so you're not looking up? Because right now you're looking up. Could you like slightly lower?
About now.
A little more, please. Yeah. Wonderful. Perfect. That's wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. So how's everything in the Philippines? How's the weather? Do you have any more typhoons?
Actually, yesterday we had a rainy weather. Today it was quite hot. So, the Philippines, we cannot actually know what's going to happen for the day.
Yeah, the weather is unpredictable, correct?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Unpredictable is the term.
Okay. So how is your preparation for Miss Universe coming along?
Today, I've been focusing with my physique. I just hit the gym, and as you can see, I'm still in my gym attire. I was rushing already. However, it's been quite such a beautiful journey for me. I've never done fitness training in my life, even though I'm a physical therapist myself. But right now, it's like I'm pushing myself to my limit every single day. I need to achieve a new standard. I need to break the expectation of the Filipino people. And there's this certain pressure in me, but I'm loving the pressure. I'm a very competitive individual. And of course, now that I have Philippines with me, it gives me an extra push to do better for the competition.
Yeah, that's great to know. Now, after each workout, do you feel pain? Because there is a saying, no pain, no gain.
No
Is that true with
gain.
you?
That's true, Sir Rafa. Definitely there's pain. I know that right after that intense exercise, I expect my muscle to be sore. And for most of the time, I just put ice packs, just to decrease the effect of the pain. However, once you feel there's pain, you know that your body is improving. And I've said this once, I'm gonna say it again. Pain is temporary, but greatness is forever. So let's do this.
Well, that's a very good attitude. Now, what do you think is the most difficult workout exercise for you?
Definitely with my shoulders.
Okay.
I'm really weak. When I won Miss Universe Philippines, I was just focusing with my core. Definitely, I wasn't like lifting weights. But right now, I focus with as you can see, there's, little improvement from the time that I won. And it's really painful. It's really difficult for somebody like me who is a first timer inside the gym. So it's definitely my arm day that I would consider to be the most difficult workout routine.
So do you feel much stronger now?
Yes, I definitely do. And I love what I'm seeing. I mean, I need to be more patient with my body because it's not going to happen with just, one snap. Every day is a progress day. I really need to be mindful of what I eat. I really need to listen to my nutritionist to increase my protein intake. So it's like a play of discipline at the same time and determination. And I love what I'm seeing right now. There's still a lot of areas I need to improve, but
yeah,
I'm improving. That's important.
That's great. Well, now that you feel much stronger, I have a challenge for you.
Okay.
Okay, your challenge is to lift Jonas Gaffud
Like a bride. I can do
like
that
a bride.
Just give me 1 month more.
Like bride,
I'm gonna do that
and
in
I
our day.
pledge to donate $500 to your favorite charity. No, it's true. I'm pledging it right now. Critical Beauty is pledging $500 to Rabia's favorite charity in the Philippines if she gets to lift Jonas Gaffud successfully like a bride. Everybody here?
You made a promise,
Yeah.
Rafa.
Got
Okay.
you.
A lot of Filipinos are listening right now. Just give me
Wonderful.
one more month, and I can do your challenge.
One more month. Now, okay, so we have, let's, Dr. Rafi Mata, okay, has some questions for you. Maybe Rafi, go ahead and address your questions to Rabia.
Okay, let's start out. We have several questions for you. Maybe the first question would be what specifically led you to pursue physical therapy as a career?
This is a funny story because I wanted to take up political science in college because I love to speak in public. But the thing is, my mom is very practical and she told me that, you know what, you need to take physical therapy because there's a great opportunity for you to excel in the US. Because she was studying physical therapy when she got pregnant with me. So it's like me continuing her dream of going to the US, living that American dream. However, God led me to a different path. So instead of doing clinics, I teach in a review center to prepare the graduates of physical therapy. So it's a game of faith. Again, my mom planned this future for me, but God led me in a different but a beautiful way.
Oh, it's good for you. Huh? Any other, John, you have a question that you want to give?
Yes, actually, it's a connection with Rafa's question a while ago. That my question for you is actually as Miss Universe Philippines, we know that obviously you have the beautiful face, you have a passionate soul, and a headstrong woman. So, and also we have you have the bashers. Then you're also aware of criticisms on your body structure. Then you're comparing to other foreign contestants. So, what's your thought on that?
When I joined pageantry, I was aware that the Filipino fans are really harsh. We
Yeah.
are really critical when it comes to our candidates. And being a first timer who won Miss Universe Philippines in
Yes.
its first solo franchise, it's a great pressure and the people are expecting too much. And let's be honest, our former queens had set the bar really, really high. And
Yes.
right now, I'm just enjoying everything. Bashers will be there, regardless
Yeah.
of whoever won the competition. There's gonna be negative people trying to pull our candidates down, right? But
Yeah.
it's like a call for me to the Filipino community to be more kind, especially during these times, because it's not just me, but the whole organization is also trying our best to, exceed everyone's expectation. And things are different now with the pandemic that we have. It's extra hard for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm just enjoying everything. It's just gonna be 1 year that people are gonna call me Miss Universe Philippines. So I'm not gonna ruin my moment, the opportunities that God had given me because of those negative people. They will
Yes.
never destroy me.
Good, good, great job, great job.
Good one.
I love that spirit.
So I have a question. It's the same question that was asked to Pia Wurtzbach before she won Miss Universe 2015. The question is, why do you think you should be Miss Universe 2020?
I want to become the next Miss Universe because there's so much energy in me that I want to extend to the whole universe. I want people to know me not just as somebody who has a beautiful face, but the genuine heart towards the crown. And I want to use my wisdom, the experiences that I had, and the failures to make other people's life better. And through educating them, I want people to look at me and see that I am not just a beauty queen, but I am an educator. And through me, I will be able to lift them to become greater. And I was once less, but I want other people to be more because of me. That's why I need to be the next Miss Universe.
Wonderful. Rafi?
Rafa, have
Perfect.
you been in touch with any of your other fellow contestants for this year?
actually we have this group chat in WhatsApp.
Uh-huh.
So we're almost complete. And it's really funny because um I'm closest with Miss India, Adline, and at the same time with Amanda. We would always talk in social media. But I can't wait to meet the other girls, especially I'm interested with Indonesia, with
Mhm.
Ayu, and the rest of the girls, of course. We have different personalities, different background, and I know it's gonna be a tough fight this coming Miss Universe 2020.
So if you had the opportunity to choose, who would you choose as a roommate?
It's very hard to like decide now, but I'm also thinking of Curacao
Uh-huh.
because she's such a sweetheart. I remember they invited me in their TV show, and she was really kind to me. She was saying a lot of good things about our country, and I also want to know their culture. So it's gonna be a great opportunity for me to share the room with her. And
Okay.
she has
So
one of the most ways, Miss Curacao.
I would think you would want to be roommate with Miss India since you're part Indian, right?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
of course, of course. If given the chance, I mean, Adline, we have this connection simply because I have Indian blood, and I want to also know their culture and to be aware of my Indian background. Because as of the moment, I have no idea about my dad and in what place he grew. So it's gonna be a refreshing moment to me to talk about India and to know them better.
Wonderful. Do me a favor. Could you please tell Adeline to respond to my Instagram messages because I've been trying
Sure.
to get her. I wanted to interview her,
I'm gonna
but
message
she's
her after
ignoring
this
me.
interview.
So I don't like that at all. So please tell her to contact me ASAP so we can set up an appointment. Okay, thank you. Now, Jen Michael, do you have a question for her?
Yes. I have question for Rabiya. This is it's about your personal opinion. Should pageant be allowed to enforce height restrictions?
A lot of people had told me that I am short enough to be a beauty queen. I stand 5'6", and a lot of people are telling me that I am not good enough. I don't pass the height requirement. However, nowadays beauty queens are more than that, and we need to ruin these restrictions. We need to be more open so that a lot of women in all heights, in all forms, in all sizes could represent themselves. And being a beauty queen now, we shouldn't just follow one mold. There's beauty in diversity. And I can say that putting a height requirement just limits us from knowing the most beautiful woman inside and out. So I say
Yes.
to
Yes.
just throw that height requirement away.
That I agree.
Well,
That is true,
yeah.
Rabi. As you know, Miss Universe does not have any height or weight requirements. But I think national,
Yes.
like Miss Universe Philippines,
it's the nationals that have the requirement.
for international, they do have height requirements, but Miss Universe does not have any. And you're right. It's
Yeah.
only a matter of if you have a beautiful face, if you know how to speak well, if you know how to, behave properly, I think you should be
Yeah.
all set. So that's what counts, really. And also,
Exactly.
and also, did you notice that they never mention vital statistics at Miss Universe? She's 36,
Oh.
24, 36. She's 5 feet, 8 inches tall. They stopped using that a long time ago because it's superficial. It's all about the
Yeah.
face. It's all about the person. So yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah. That's
Rafi?
wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Doc Rafi, have any question?
yeah,
I
Rafi,
think
go ahead.
Rafa, I think sure then. It's your turn, Rafa.
Oh, is it my turn? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rabiya, the Philippines, as you know, is a very beautiful and amazing country. Okay. Now, what can your country teach the rest of the world?
The Philippines had produced one of the best nurses all over the world. And I can say that we can teach one thing, and that is to be compassionate to other people. Sometimes you can take care of other people even though you're not related to them. And that's how we are as Filipinos. We love other people. We love to treat them as if they are our own. And in the world where everybody would doubt the intention, us Filipinos Filipinos, we trust easily. And that is something that we need to restore in this world in order for us to restore humanity. More compassion, more love, more trust. And that is something that the rest of the world can learn from my beloved country, Philippines.
That is so true. Speaking of nurses, the Philippines actually exports the highest number of nurses
Nurses
to
abroad.
the rest of the world, right, Rafi? I think, and also
Yes,
and
yeah.
also teachers, and also especially English teachers. Yeah, so that's good. So basically, it's the Filipino culture, the Filipino mentality, character, sweet, benevolent
Compassion.
character. Yeah, exactly. Compassion. We all need compassion, right? Especially during the global pandemic.
Yes, we all do.
All right, Rafi, it's your turn.
Okay. Everybody says they want to change the world for the better. Okay. What do you think is the greatest threat which our generation is facing right now?
That would probably be the cultural differences. For most of the people, they would like to impose the things that they believe in without having that context that other people views things differently from what you do. And that's completely okay. I guess we need to have universal respect to stop being divided by any problems that we are facing. Because regardless of the differences, once we have universal respect, we will be united. And always remember that a united world is a progressive world. And we will be able to push everybody further.
Yes.
Great answer. Yeah,
Okay,
Well
thank
said.
you.
yeah, well
Well
said.
said.
Totally agree.
Yes.
Well
Wonderful,
So,
Radia. You're doing very well.
Thank
yes.
you.
Nice.
said.
Keep it up. Well, my next
Okay,
question
John,
for
your
you,
turn.
Rab, is there's so much issues going on around pageantry. So what do you think people have negative image of pageantry? So what
Up
can you
until
tell
this
them for
moment,
those people believing that a pageant is not good for women? Yes, go on.
yeah.
Go.
Up until this moment, there are still people who thinks pageantry is superficial. And
Yes.
sometimes I cannot just change their minds but what they see. But I feel like I need to break that image by doing actions in my community, in the society that we have. That as a candidate, as a representative of our country, I'm not just, the image. I'm not just the face of the Philippines, but I could be a leader to other people. I could be a role model, a harbinger of hope, a rallying point for the Filipinos. And it's all about being visible in the society. That's why when this person have a negative connotation about pageantry, little by little, he will view me as somebody who is a catalyst for change. So it's like an extra motivation for me to break the stigma that pageantry is such a wonderful platform to empower women and not to degrade us.
Yes.
That's a
Thank you
great.
very much.
Very
Yeah.
Well said.
you.
If okay, one of these days you will become a mother, and hopefully you will have a daughter. If your daughter wants to compete in a beauty pageant, would you encourage her, allow her, or stop her from competing?
Definitely, I will allow my daughter to become whoever she wants to be. But I will be honest with her because as a mother, as somebody who represented the country, I know it's never easy to be in this position, in a position where you are a public figure and people will judge you. But it's all about building the character of my daughter, that regardless of what she chose to become, I'm gonna be behind her, cheering for her. And at the end of the day, it's not just about her being a beauty queen because that's her dream. It's being her as a queen of herself, and I'm gonna be that mother.
That's
Nice.
wonderful. Well, should your daughter decide to become a beauty queen, send her to the critical beauty team and we'll train her.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Exactly.
let's
Push,
make a
push.
For
history.
free.
Maybe after a few years from now, you're
That's
gonna interview my daughter.
Yeah.
that's wonderful. Now, what is your idea of happiness and success? Are you happy now?
It's funny because I do define success in a very simple way, in which I can provide something for my family.
Mhm.
Coming from nothing, I stood up to become the breadwinner. and I did everything and anything that I could to become a responsible daughter to my mother and a responsible sister to my brother. And now I feel like I'm a successful person. And even though that my life is not perfect, there's still a lot of things to be achieved, things to be improved. I feel like I'm in a state in which I can say that I am a fulfilled woman because, I have provided the things for my family and I have brought the kind of life that my family deserves to live.
That's wonderful.
Yes. Nice.
Rafi.
Doc Rafi, it's your
Okay.
turn.
If ever you're given the opportunity to meet God, what would you ask from him or what would you tell him?
Maybe I'm gonna ask him one thing. Why did my dad leave us behind? For most of the people, they would tell me that everything happens for a reason. And sometimes it's very heavy for me to accept the fact that what kind of reason can a father have in order for him to leave his family behind? And I may not be able to have the guts to ask that exact question to my dad, but I know that God will give me the answer that I needed to hear. Even though that answer is saying that my heart will be broken into several pieces. But it's something that I need to hear for me to become stronger. So I'm going to ask that kind of question.
Would you want to meet your father someday?
Definitely. Actually, it's one of the reasons why I joined Miss Universe Philippines because last year we all know that through this magazine was able to be reconnected with with her father, and I'm taking my chance. And maybe somewhere in this world, my dad is watching, and my dad is now aware that her daughter is now Miss Universe Philippines.
Okay.
I'm praying for that moment.
Well, I hope
You will.
I hope
You
you
will.
will
We hope so. We
You
hope
will.
you meet each other someday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someday, Rabiya. Someday.
Yeah, someday. Actually, my
Yeah.
dad is in the US right now. He's in Chicago. The last time that I heard, because he's an American citizen.
Okay. Wonderful. Jan
That's
Michael?
nice. I hope you will find him soon.
Maybe who knows? Maybe if the pageant is gonna be in the US, it's also the time for us to be reconnected.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
he's gonna be in Miami. Is it true?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
That's the
still not
that's the
aware of the specific details of the pageant because there's no announcement from the Miss Universe organizations yet. But let's just see. But from what I heard, it's gonna be in the US. No
Right.
specific
yeah.
state yet.
Actually, there's an online circulating news that it's gonna be happened on February. It's a Valentine's Day, I think.
It's not confirmed.
Yeah, nothing
Okay.
is
There's no
confirmed.
Straight
confirmation
from the
about
Miss
that.
Universe
Yeah,
Philippines.
nothing is confirmed until the Miss
Yes.
Universe
Yeah.
organization confirms it.
Give
So
their
far,
final
we
state.
have all
Yeah.
these crazy pageant fans, publishing conspiracy, fake,
Yeah.
fake news,
Ex-
alternative news.
exactly.
Just stop. Stop.
Exactly.
Don't believe everything you read on the internet, okay?
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't believe.
So Rob, I have a question for you. Philippines, we have a crazy politics about politicians,
Here we go,
everything.
politics.
So yeah. So do you think it is acceptable for a title holder such as like Miss Universe Philippines to voice her political opinion?
Back in the days, beauty queens would always stay apolitical when it comes to issues like this. But things are different now. Now we have the voice because we can also practice our right to freedom of speech. And I would encourage every woman that if we see something is not right, I think we say something against it. And regardless of our political differences, it's all about respecting how we view things, even if it's in a different way. And it also works for beauty queens. We have the voice, so why would be silent about it? So I
Yeah.
say you stand up, you tell your truth, you tell how you see things, and who knows, you're gonna inspire a lot of people through what you say. But of course, you need to be informed before you say anything. It's
Yeah.
not always about opinion based. You need to have facts with you.
Very good. That's right. I agree with that.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Um, let's talk about superficial, mundane things. Do you like do you like flowers?
I don't. I know a lot of people have been sending me flowers for the past few months, but I don't like flowers.
You don't like
Why?
flowers?
Why?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I don't know, maybe because I wasn't like brought up in a family in which during my special day I'm gonna receive a bouquet of flowers. But technically I feel like it's a waste of money because sooner or later it's gonna be dried up. So I would appreciate those little things like stuff, toy, things like that, in which I can like put it in my bed and be reminded of who gave it to me rather than flowers. I think that's my honest opinion.
oh well, I appreciate your honesty. You know, I think it's wonderful because, well, the reason I asked you that question is because I was going to follow up with another question. If you were a flower in a bouquet, what kind of flower would you be? Why?
That's a hard question, but definitely I want to be a rose.
Okay, everybody loves
We
roses.
are all aware that a rose have thorns, and those thorns represent my imperfections. You know that
Okay,
as a person, I have also insecurities, I have weaknesses, but despite those thorns, I am still a lovely person. I bloom at the right time, and I could be the most beautiful flower in the garden in my own perfect time.
that's wonderful.
Very good. Very good.
Again, going back to the question of flowers. Okay, you have all these flowers in your house. You don't have to throw them away. You can actually dry them. You can dry them by hanging them upside down for weeks, for
Yes.
days, and then you can sell them, you know, for extra income. You know what I mean? So that's a tip right
I'm
there.
gonna do more research about that.
Yes, please do.
The
Rafi,
next time that you're gonna see me, I'm gonna post something on Facebook
there you go.
selling dried flowers.
Oh, my turn. My turn.
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
It's your turn.
Okay. Okay. Would you like to be born again as a man or as a woman? If you were able, if you get chance to be born again.
I still want to become a woman. For the longest time, the society didn't give us the power that we deserve. That's why we learned to create it into our advantage. And now I can say that there's a great improvement when it comes to equality, when it comes to women and men. And women, the voice now, and the rest of the country, the rest of the world. That's why I would never change my gender because as a woman, there's such a lot of things that I can do through the power that I have created.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Nice.
Very good.
So, my question next for you, Rabia, is could you tell more something about your pageant platform? Why do you think your platform is important?
I'm a strong advocate for education. As what I mentioned earlier, I work in a review center and I teach for 2 years. And what I like about educating myself was that I always see this as something the comfortable life for my family, for myself. And I want other people to view education the way that I did. Because back then, I have nothing. I have no baon going to school. I really suffered a lot. But my mom would always tell me, na anak, this is the only thing that I can give you. That's why you need to do well. And I did. And if you are knowledgeable, regardless of who you are with or where you are right now, you will excel and become successful. Because as a lot of people would always tell us, knowledge is and always will be power. And I can attest to that. That's why
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
very passionate about being an educator and changing the lives of people around me.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
That's wonderful. My turn.
Mm.
What makes you happy and what makes you sad?
What makes me happy every time I see myself improve. I am that kind of woman who have so much self-awareness. I know my weakness, I know my strength, and it makes me happy whenever I see some progress in me, even by little measure. What makes me sad is that pageant fans are too harsh when it comes to my journey. They would always expect me to be always on point, and I do understand where they're coming from. But they really need to be more kind and to be more open-minded that as of this moment, I'm still trying to experiment what best works for me. So I hope that a lot of people will realize that I'm a sweet girl and I don't deserve the hate.
Yeah.
No, you
No,
don't.
nobody. I
Nobody
agree.
does.
Nobody deserves
Yeah.
hate, especially if
Nobody
you're a pageant
does.
contestant. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. The majority of these pageant fans are keyboard warriors. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
that's
they
that's
type
true.
they type all these horrible, nasty messages against you, and these are the same people who have never had any direct experience working in a pageant or working with a contestant. So they think,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So yeah, I actually hate them.
Yeah.
I hate them.
so Ra,
But
so
God
Rab,
bless
how
them
do you handle
anyway.
your bashers?
I'm sorry.
How do you handle your bashers, particularly for your Instagram, to your Facebook
You
account?
don't.
This is also an interesting and a fun fact. What I do before I work out, I read comments. I read comments about my body. And then when I
Yeah.
go to the gym, that's my extra push. Ito pala yung sinabi nila ha. Ito yung sabi nila about the arms ko. So, it works for me. I'm competitive eh. So, I use it to my advantage because somehow they give me power.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's great. That's nice to know.
Well, sometimes
An avenue for
you
your
just have to
aggression,
block
huh?
them. You know, just delete,
Yeah.
block, block them all, block all the negativity.
Yeah. Doc
Okay,
Rafi, your question.
I just have one more. Now, what is the biggest mistake you've ever made in your life, and what have you done to overcome it?
Oh my God. I'm not a perfect daughter, but I can say that I am still a good one. But there was this one moment in which I made my mom cry. I felt like I'm the worst person in the world. Seeing those tears, run down to the cheeks of my mother, it made me realize that I need to do better. I need to respect her. I need to acknowledge her presence because she's there to support me, to love me. And despite of the fact that she's also not perfect, she's my mother and nobody in this world can change that fact. So because of what happened, it pushes me to become a better person, to be mindful of what I say, to always put my mom in every decision that I make. So I guess it had helped me to have a better relationship with my mother through the mistakes that I had in the past.
Nice.
Do you always listen to your mother's advice? Do you think she's always right?
To be honest, my mom might be watching right now.
No, just be
Me
honest.
and my mother, we
Tell
share
her.
the same personality. We're really strong women. So for most of the time, our ideas would clash. We would argue a lot, but in a healthy way. it, we would share different opinions and we would stick to it until death, things like that. But I would always tell her that, Ma, you're not also perfect. In some aspects of life, I may be more mature than you. I may be more knowledgeable than you. And you need to accept that fact. But we need to talk to each other. We need to have this open conversation because if not, it's gonna ruin us. So we don't want that to happen because we only have each other. You're the only parent that I have. So that's how we settle things. We talk.
That's good. Communication is always very important.
Yeah,
And also
exactly.
honesty. Honesty is also very important in any type
Yeah.
of relationship between family, between friends, between coworkers. Honesty, you have to be honest. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, I have a question that is very common among pageant contestants. What is your position on cosmetic surgery?
I'm up for it. I mean, why would we shame somebody who wants to be confident about herself? In the first place, if that's her money, if she wants to be more confident, to be more comfortable in what she looks like, then go for it. Who am I to stand against it? And actually, I'm also open for it. If I see that I cannot do something in a conservative way, in a natural way, then I'm up for surgical enhancement, and I don't see anything bad or wrong about that.
Actually, yeah, you've been very vocal and open about your own cosmetic enhancement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I had in the past, and I never hide this, because the more that you keep it to yourself, the more chances or bullets you give to the people to shot you. So sometimes we need to talk about this, to normalize this, because especially in pageantry, it's a tough competition, and for most of the women, we want to, of course, be comfortable, be confident in what we look like. So yes, I had surgical enhancements in the past, and I didn't hide them. I didn't hide them.
Wow.
Now,
Love that.
yeah, but do you think though that contestants who have had cosmetic surgery have bigger advantage of winning the crown than women who have not had cosmetic surgery?
Definitely no. It all boils down to confidence. I mean, let's be honest, there would be candidates who had almost all surgical enhancement all over their body, but they cannot penetrate the top 5 or the top 10 simply because, despite the fact, they're still not confident about themselves, or they lack some aspect like communication, things like that. We need to consider a lot of aspect in order for you to say that, okay, this person is winnable. It's not all about how the person looks like. With surgical enhancement, it only touches the superficial. And now a beauty queen, we need to have them. So it doesn't give any advantage.
Okay, good question, good answer. I like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
very direct.
Yes. Rab, I have a question for you. How was your homecoming in Iloilo?
It was fun. Actually, that was like my first time after the competition. I felt that my victory was celebrated by a lot of people. To be
Yeah.
honest, when I arrived in Iloilo, a lot of people were waiting for me, were screaming for my name, were shouting at me. I mean, were shouting my name as, a sign of celebrating my victory. And I feel like I was a hero, and the people were giving me this homecoming. And I saw a lot of nanays, yung mga matatanda, waving my name, waving my placards, and they gave me time to just see me there. And it means a lot to me. So I was very emotional. It was fun, but at the same time, I want to cry when I was on top of the car and I was waving at everyone. I want to cry because it was like a sentimental moment for me.
Are you going home for Christmas?
No po. I'm gonna stay here in Manila because I am on a strict training. So I really can't miss the gym, the Q&A session, things like that. So I actually told my mama that it's gonna be just a 1 year sacrifice. But hopefully next year, the next Christmas, you're gonna have your Miss Universe na ma.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's claim it.
Claim it, claim it.
Going to be the fifth Miss Universe crown for the Philippines.
Yes. And Ilongga.
Okay,
Yes.
so I've never been to Iloilo. Okay, if I were to visit Iloilo, that is, if you were to invite me to come to Iloilo, where would you take me? Which interesting places in Iloilo would you take me?
Sir Rafa, I have to ask you first. Do you love to jog or to walk?
I like to walk. I do. I
You
actually do.
love-
I do the treadmill half an hour every day. Yeah, that's how I keep myself slender. Okay, let's
Because in
walk.
Iloilo, we have this esplanade. It's like a long path walk in which people can jog, can go for a run. And I love to jog myself. And again, if you want to like clear your mind, let's have that moment. it's near the Iloilo River, so we can have, some nature time at the same time. And, when you're tired walking, there's this nice party house near that area. So I'm gonna ask you to come with me and have some drinks.
Okay, let's do it.
Good
Okay.
go.
Yeah. Actually, I always if I go home to Iloilo, I always jog at Esplanade.
Yes,
It's
Esplanade.
a nice place.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and book a flight to Iloilo right now.
Yes. I will accompany you, Rafa.
Okay.
Well, you got it there.
Well,
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, I've never, my father is actually Bisaya. He was born in Aklan. Yeah.
Oh.
In
So
Esplanade.
Aklan is right
Across the
next
island,
door
huh?
to
It's
Iloilo.
across
Yeah.
the island.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of relatives in Aklan whom I've never met from my father's side. Yeah. And my mom's side, she's Bicolana. So I've met most of my relatives from my mother's side. So I can understand Bicol. I can speak
Yeah.
Bicol if I want to. Yeah. Jan Michael speaks Bicol, right?
Yes. Maray na bangki. Because my father is a Bicolana and so my mother is an Ilongga. so,
I love it. We're all diverse.
yes, yes.
So Rabia, how
Maybe
many how many islands are there in the Philippines at this moment?
High tide or low tide?
Let's say low tide.
Low tide. If I'm not mistaken, oh my god, this is hard. It's like it's 7,100 low tide. 7 if I'm not mistaken.
7,107.
And then when it's high tide, it's 7,106. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, don't judge me, guys.
Yeah.
I teach
Oh,
anatomy,
no worries.
not hekasi
Wait,
or geography.
let's check Wikipedia. What does Wikipedia say? Wikipedia says there's 7,641 islands in the Philippines.
yes. Yes.
Yeah. Can you imagine, like,
Wow.
where did these islands come from? How in
Little
the world did they
smaller one.
suddenly appear?
Wow, that's
Actually,
a lot.
That is
Yeah,
a lot.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Sir Rafa. You can ask me anything about anatomy, the human body. Ask me about the muscles and the bones that we have, but not how many islands. I'm not aware. I'm so sorry.
Okay, speaking of anatomy, I have a good question for you. Okay, what part of the body that we can perfectly survive or live without it? Not including
If
hair
I'm
or
not
fingernails. Okay, that doesn't count.
if I'm not mistaken, it's definitely our fibula.
What is that?
Leg bone.
What is that? What
Technically,
fibula?
it's located in
It's
our
the leg
legs.
bone,
We
lower
have two
leg
bones sa
bone.
legs natin.
Oh,
And
okay.
then we have the tibia, which is the big one, and the small one sa gilid, that's your fibula. So,
Bila.
according to my, to what I teach, we can survive even without the fibula.
Really?
And also, another thing, Sir Rafa, some people have palmaris longus, this muscle that you can see. So others don't have. So I think it's also, a part of a body that we can survive even it's not existent. So
Interesting. Wow, I'm learning a lot from you today. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi,
Rab-
Rab, I have a question for you.
Okay, Jan Michael, go ahead.
Since you're a graduate of a physical therapy, I am right?
yes.
Hmm. So after winning, let's say for example, after winning Miss Universe, will you pursue your career as a physical therapist?
It's a tough call because as of the moment, I'm thinking right after my reign, I want to proceed to medicine and become a doctor just like my dad. So,
Nice.
to be honest, I don't have this calling to do clinics and treat patients. My calling is to become a pediatrician because I love kids. And hopefully, you're not just gonna call me as Miss Universe Philippines, but as Doc Rabiya Mateo.
Dr.
Nice,
Miss
nice.
Universe.
Yeah, Dr. Miss Universe. That's nice. That's great. That's great. Doc Rafi, your question.
I don't have any other questions as of now. Rafa, do you have any other questions?
Okay. How well do you know Philippine history?
Medyo chismosa ako, so I know like a bit about everything. I have idea, like
Okay.
especially of the political things that happen in our Philippine history. So let's see.
Okay. So, uh, okay. Let me see. Okay. So, among Filipina national heroes, who do you look up to the most?
If I'm not mistaken, Agoncillo was the last name. It was the one who made or sew the the Philippine
Flag.
flag.
Mhm.
I look up to her because for most of the time we will look at the flag without knowing, its real symbol or the sacrifices of the people behind that, that image. And I want to thank her. I want to tell her that as a Filipina, she had set the bar really high for doing something for the country, even for that kind of method. We can do a really great impact in our society, even through the little things that we have. So it's something that I really look forward to, like doing in the future. I want that, I'm gonna be able to represent a symbol, a branding in which a lot of young Filipinas will be proud.
That's wonderful. That's great. What can you tell us about the Philippine flag? Do you know the background, the history of the Philippine flag? The
If I'm
current
not
Philippine flag.
Talaga Sir Rafa, you put me in a set in which I need to like recall
Hey, this is
my history. Like
this is
I
part
took
of
a
your
medical course
preparation.
in college.
This is part of your training, honey.
Like it's like Sir Rafa trying to extract my Filipino side,
That's right.
trying to let me know. Of course, with the flag, if I'm not mistaken, the three stars represent, it used to be Luzon, Panay, and Mindanao. It's not called Visayas back then because I think, if I'm not mistaken, it focuses with the large islands of the country.
Mhm.
And tama ba? We have 8 like rays of the sun.
Yes.
Eight.
Tama, right?
Yeah, eight.
Because
Yeah.
kung hindi ulit ako nagkakamali, I'm sorry if mali ako, that represents like the languages that we have here in the country. So, kung mali po ako, please do correct me. And
Okay,
then, of
let me-
course,
let me-
the
let me
blue
correct you.
one
Let me
is-
correct you.
Okay.
The eight rays around the sun represent the 8 provinces that revolted against
Again.
Spain. Yeah.
Oh, I
And they're
see.
all and they're
Thank
all
you,
and
sir,
they're all in
for
the, yeah, and they're all in
correcting
the
me.
Tagalog region. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And-
Rob, my question for you:
Go ahead.
Do you have hidden talent to share to us, to your
Oh
to
my
your
God.
Yeah, what is your
fans?
hidden talent, Rabiya? Show us.
Yeah.
I do know how to rap.
Rap?
Oh,
Sample,
Rap.
please.
Oh.
Have you seen a beauty queen who knows how to rap?
Let's do it.
Um,
Yeah, show
yeah,
us an
go,
example,
go.
please.
Oh my
Go
God,
on,
I'm
man.
nervous. I'm nervous, guys. You're putting me on the
Yeah.
spot.
No, you can't be nervous, girl. Do it, do it, do it.
go girl.
So, sa mga tropa pips dyan, this is First Republican. Oh my God, this is so judgy. But I was 3 years old nang ikaw ay na-meet. Napahanga ako sa meet. Ikaw ang guest ko sa tuwing birthday. Pati sa room ko, ikaw ang display. Di ka na nawala sa alaala. Ikaw lang talaga at walang gagaya. Ikaw ang gusto ng mga friends ko. Di ko alam, pati parents ko. Ano ba ang meron ka na wala sa iba at napapatingin pag nakita ka na sa mga... I'm sorry, I got lost.
Wonderful.
Nice, nice.
Wow.
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Did you
Bravo.
write
You can
those
sing,
lyrics?
Block
Raf.
9 is shaking.
Are those your
Wow,
lyrics?
nice.
Did you
No,
write?
no. It's actually from like a song here in the Philippines. It's like a song in high school. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Nice, very good, very good.
Very good. Rafa, your question.
Let's talk about. Do you like to eat a lot? Do you like to?
I do eat a lot of food. Like in a meal I can finish 3 cups of rice.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
a lot. That's a lot of rice.
Especially
That's a lot of
now that I'm
carbs.
going to the gym.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of foods would you not eat?
I don't eat like dinuguan and adobong pusit.
You will not.
I don't
Don't
know,
let
like
it
I
because
don't
it's
eat
black.
like
Yeah.
dugo, laman loob.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you
Why
cook?
not?
Do you cook?
I cook. I cook. I know how to cook tinola, sinigang, adobo, gisa-gisa. I do that.
Hmm.
What is your favorite Filipino dish?
Spicy adobo. It should be
Oh, with egg.
spicy.
Has
Yeah.
to be
Because
With
my
spicy.
egg.
mom really cooks like adobo really well. So I remember that we would have this parang magkakamay and
Yeah.
then parang things like that. So yeah, spicy adobo for the win. Maybe it's a touch
Do
of
you know
being
how
a
to cook
Filipino and being an
KBL?
Indian.
You had a question, John?
Kadyos baboy lang. Yes, Doc?
Yes, KBL from Iloilo. It's also
Yes.
good.
Yes, I love that.
What is your opinion on Jollibee?
Oh, I love Jollibee. I eat fast food. Especially now. I'm so sorry to my nutritionist. But
I've actually never
love
been. I've never tried Jollibee. No,
There's no Jollibee there.
what?
I've never tried
Are
Jollibee.
you even a Filipino, sir?
Well, I'm Filipino, but the problem is I'm vegan. I'm a strict vegetarian, so I don't
Wow.
I don't see a lot of vegetarian or vegan dishes in Jollibee or even
There
McDonald's.
aren't any.
There aren't many.
Yeah.
No, there aren't many at all. So
Just the
yeah, I know.
buttered corn.
Okay, here's a good question. If you were stranded in a desert island, okay, um, what would you do to survive?
That's really, really hard. But, my main enemy would be heat exhaustion. So, I'm gonna look for like, I'm not sure if there's gonna be a plant aside from cactus there, which doesn't have water, definitely, but I need water. So, I'm gonna drink my sweat. Things like that. It's not even. Sir Rafa, that's really hard. You asked the hard questions.
Well, you have to
huh?
survive. This question could come up at Miss Universe. You know what I mean? So you had to be really prepared
Yeah.
to answer these questions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's really hard. Like, what would I do to survive? I'm gonna conserve my energy up until I can ask for help. So
Okay.
it's all about trying to balance everything.
Hmm. That's right.
That's
That's good.
good.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Rab, may I ask, do you have a dream job aside from Miss Universe?
Dream job. I also want to be an actress. Fun fact, I tried to apply in UP to be a theater actress, but I didn't pass the UPCOT. So I've always wanted to try theater.
That's
I love
nice.
Lea Salonga. Yeah.
Yeah. Soon you will become an actress.
Let's see. I want to be actually. It trended like it became trending like a few days ago when I said that I want to become a contrabida. It's more challenging.
Yeah.
For most of my interviews, you can see me crying. So I want things to be different. Like I want, to make another person cry.
Para maiba naman.
Yeah. Okay, well, since you want to become an actress someday, let's see you perform in a little skit. Okay, here is the scenario. Okay, you just won Miss Universe 2020. However, your first runner-up is protesting your victory. She grabs your crown from your head and then hurls it on the floor. Give us your reaction now. Attitude. You go, girl.
Like in all.
Oh, it's a frozen. She's frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, internet connection. Hurry up. We want to see Rabiya act.
Hello. I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can see you.
Yes,
We
yes.
can see you now.
Yeah.
Okay, give us
So-
your Oscar award performance.
So this is just like a part of me. I'm not gonna do this in reality. So I'm just gonna stand there.
Go.
Girl, what are you doing? Like, can't you accept that I defeated you in the first place? Like, you can ruin my crown, my moment, but you cannot take away the fact that I won this competition. Then I'm gonna. So,
Not bad at all. Bravo.
Bravo.
and I'm gonna say,
Bravo,
I know
bravo.
my last line. I'm a Filipina and don't mess.
That's
Good,
awesome.
good,
That's
good.
great. That's
Yeah.
great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Now, on a serious note, as you know, we still have the coronavirus global pandemic happening all over the world, and the United Kingdom is the first country to have administered the vaccine to patients. Now, should the vaccine be available in the Philippines, would you take the vaccine or not?
I do government. I do trust the people behind the scenes, and that would, make me a part of a successful solution against this pandemic. I am much willing to step forward and to volunteer myself to try this vaccine first. It's an bravery that the Filipino community needs now.
Okay, that's good. That's
That's good.
wonderful.
That's good. That's good.
Do you know?
Follow-up question.
Yeah, go ahead, J. Michael.
Yes. Just follow-up question with Rafa. Since, naturally vaccines have an allergic reaction if it administered to a certain.
I'm sorry. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
What was the question again? Yes.
Yes. Just a follow-up question with Rafa. Since we are aware the fact that vaccine, particularly the COVID vaccine, has the allergic reaction for a certain type of patient. So what's your take on that?
Uh, as of this moment, we are on the third stage of the vaccine, which means the safety when it comes to people is not a question more. Of course, we need to consider a lot of things, but
Yes.
regarding with that, we need to still be skeptical in what we do first, because I think the question is coming from what happened with dengue. You know that
Yep.
a lot of studies have shown that it has like a dangerous effect to the body. That's why it's really a risk with vaccines like this. But what I've said earlier, I do trust the people behind this. I know that they are doing their best to produce the most effective and the most safe type of vaccine for the humanity, because this is not just an issue of the Philippines, but it involves, the best of the best scientists all over the world.
Yeah. Thank you. That's I love that. I love that answer.
Yeah, do we
Doc
know
Rafi.
do we know when the vaccine is going to be available in the Philippines?
Not yet.
I'm
No
not yet
word yet.
sure, but I think it's gonna be
No.
available in the market around April, from what I read,
Oh, okay.
next year.
Next year pa.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's gonna be next year. So I think UK started the vaccination in UK, and I think in the US right now. I think Rafa in US
US, yeah,
there's
actually it is already available, yeah, for free. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but a lot of people are questioning the
Mm.
effectiveness of the vaccine because it's still it's still on trial basis. So hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully it helps. Yeah.
Okay. So Rob, let's transfer from another question here is let's transfer from COVID down to technology. So do you think technology is hurting personal relationship?
Good question.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes. We have social media to connect us all. But what I've noticed nowadays is that it divides us as a nation and as a world. Because for most of the people, they are toxic when it comes to their mindset, their political opinions, to how they see things. And in the context of cultural differences, it's going to be really a big problem. So I
Yeah.
guess in technology, we need to use it to our advantage. Instead of like posting something negative on social media, why not use it to reconnect to somebody, to spread positivity, to help another person? Because technology should work into our advantage. It shouldn't destroy us or divide us.
Hmm.
Yeah. Exactly. That's right. That's right.
That's
Doc
great.
Rafi? Doc
Yeah, I
Rafi?
don't have any more questions. I'm fine listening to her.
Wow. Rafa, any question to
Yeah.
Rabia?
Okay. Right now, I'm looking at your Instagram account. Okay. Now I see several images which I think are beautiful. I'm looking at this, for instance. This is one of my favorite pictures.
Yeah.
So do you
I try to have.
how often do you usually wear bangs?
Actually, we just tried it for that photo. I actually didn't wear it during the event because I was hesitant in
Okay.
what the people will react to that photo. So it's like an experiment, and it's fake.
It is big, but
That's just
but you know what?
yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot because bangs are actually very very chic. They're very fashionable, I think, and I think you
That's
look good.
true.
You look good wearing this one. So another.
I'm actually thinking of having my hair cut, but it's a big risk
How
because in
short?
beauty pageant, the opinion of the people would go, you need to let the judges see your face.
Mhm.
So with
Yeah.
bangs, it kind of covers it. But yeah, maybe after the pageant, I'm gonna have that full bangs.
Do we
Yeah.
have any idea what type what's your national costume is going to be? Can you give us some hint?
It's not yet final, but I saw my national costume and it's quite different from the former queens because it's more modern, I can say. It's like a modern Filipina. And you
Nice.
can see more skin than the usual. And it's gonna be really big but sexy. Those are the details that I can share for now.
Okay. Well, we hope it's representative of the Philippines.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
And we are excited. Rob, how about your ano? How about for your designers, for your
Yeah, who's
gown?
doing your gown?
Yes.
I cannot say yet. Mama
What's the
G's
Okay.
gonna
gown?
get mad
Well,
at me.
I would
But
I would think it's Albert Andrada, right? Because Albert Andrada is part of the Miss Universe Philippines organization.
um
Yeah.
he would be the one in charge of seeing everything that I'm gonna wear for the
Right?
competition. But
Wow.
it's gonna be a different person who will make my gown.
Wow,
And
that's
I
good.
haven't like had this final look in what cut or what color. So as of the moment, we're still experimenting.
Hmm.
Nice, nice. And we're so excited to see your wardrobes and particularly your gown for your competition.
Yeah. I hope you show them off before you leave for Miss Universe. Like have a little fashion show or something. Show the world like your wardrobe.
Let's see.
That'll be
Yeah.
nice. Do you have an idea how many suitcases are you bringing with you to Miss Universe?
I think it was Miss Thailand way back
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
2016 when she had 17 luggages. So I'm competitive. Let's see if I can beat that
18.
one.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm gonna bring everything and anything that I can bring for the competition.
Hmm. That's wonderful. Well, let's hope it's going to take place in Miami because Miami is not too far from where I live. So
So Rafa, you can go.
I can go and cover it. And I can go and maybe see the problem with this year's pageant. Like, I don't know if you watched Miss USA this year, because Miss USA, it took place in Memphis, Tennessee. So the girls had to wear
Graceland.
masks and observe social distancing during rehearsals. And I think they will follow the same safety guidelines with Miss Universe as well. So it's
Yeah.
going to be very, very challenging. And not only that, there will probably be less interaction between pageant fans, the media, and the contestants. You can't I can't take a selfie with Miss Philippines because of social distancing unless we both wear masks, which is stupid, you know. It's just ridiculous. But I guess we just have to comply for the time being. So Christmas is coming. What are your plans for Christmas? And what is your Christmas wish?
My Christmas wish would probably be a washing machine. I don't know, it's kind
Really?
of like
How
petty, but
practical.
when I won, I really had like a problem doing my laundry, to be honest. So it took me a month before I was able to fix all my dirty laundry. So now that I'm transferring to the condo that Miss Universe Philippines had provided for me, I want to have my very own washing machine. And I don't know if it works for you guys, but I find it really therapeutic washing clothes. Like it's also a time for me like to meditate and to think about life. So I think
That's
that's it. But my plans for Christmas, maybe I'm gonna celebrate with my friend here in Manila because I cannot go home. And actually, I'm gonna stay in my handler's place because she's also celebrating her birthday during the Christmas Eve. So
that's
yeah.
wonderful.
Wow.
So when you
Yeah, it's
won
beautiful.
when you won Miss Universe Philippines, did you what kind of prizes did you receive apart from training, apart from wardrobe? Did you receive any other kind of wonderful gifts?
I
Like a
had my
car?
first
Did you get
ever
did you get a new
car.
car? Did you get a new
Yes.
car?
I had this brand new car from MG. So actually, I don't know how to drive.
You have
Really?
to learn. You have to
Yes,
learn.
I need to learn, especially if I want to live in the US for a long time. And I'm also planning to have my driving lessons in the coming days. So
Mhm.
let's see. And then Miss Universe Philippines organization also provided a condominium for me. So I'm like living, my dream as Miss Universe Philippines.
Are you at the condominium right now doing this interview?
Not yet. I'm gonna transfer on the 16th of December.
That's wonderful.
That's wonderful. Ralph, I have a question for you. So do you think what is the most important issue of your generation is facing now?
I think it has something to do with racism because up until now, it is a fact that racism is, a big issue. And as somebody who grew up with a brown skin, I experienced being discriminated in school, in my workplace, even in pageantry. And for a moment, I thought that life is so much better if I have white skin. And I hope that in the coming days, no child or no person would feel the same way that I felt back then. Because racism is an acquired behavior. we teach it to our children. And I hope that, our generation would put an end to this issue.
Attached to, actually related to Jed Michael's question on racism, do you think, 'cause, the Philippines and other Asian or even African countries, they use a lot of white, light or lightning products. How do you convince like brown skinned people or darker skinned people that their skin is okay, that they don't have to use bleach or skin lightening products to feel confidently beautiful? What do you tell them?
I think I need to share my experience with that, because especially when I was doing modeling, a lot of fashion designers would tell me your skin would look better if you were white, and it's all about embracing your identity. And we are Filipinos, and naturally we are brown skin, and there's nothing wrong about that. That's why I want to have more representation of what the children and other people can see in the TV, in the social media, because for the longest time, all that we see is white people, and that has been our standard of beauty, and things should change. We need to be more diverse. We need to accept the fact that there's no like one color that is existing in this world, and every color should be celebrated. So it's something that I want to share to other people, to accept your identity as a Filipino, because it's also like trying to practice your sense of nationalism and patriotism towards your country.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, but it still doesn't stop Filipinos from using white, bleach or bleaching products. Yeah,
Yeah.
because everybody wants to be lighter skinned, and so.
But Sir Rafa, I'm just gonna share this experience. I learned to love my color because of Nadine Lustre. Because for most of the time, I would look in the mirror, I would watch teleserye, and I would see white people there. And then there's this, brown skinned girl owning herself. And I felt that Nadine Lustre represented myself. So
Yes.
it's my time to represent other people.
Mhm.
So I hope
Nice.
that we will have more confident Morena beauties in this country.
Totally agree. Bravo. Wonderful.
Rob,
Yeah, great.
Rob, I have a question for you personally. Do you have guilty pleasures? Like, what is your favorite food, your favorite dessert?
Yeah. I don't eat sweets that much. Like I'm not into cakes or chocolates. But
Ice cream.
I love eating rice. I'm so sorry. I'm very Pinoy in that part.
You mean
I love to really eat rice.
you
That's
don't
my guilty pleasure.
you don't eat
Like
halo-halo?
I do, but I cannot finish like that one bowl. So, but with rice, kasi even though I only have like one chicken, matipid ako sa ulam, but I really eat a lot of rice.
Grabe.
Well, even if you don't have meat, you can always eat rice with ketchup, right?
With saging.
Or soy sauce. That's a poor Philippines diet right there.
Yeah. Yeah, actually. It's it's a
Staple,
common food. Yes.
staple foods.
Staple food in the Philippines, the rice.
Mhm.
So Rob, do you have a favorite beauty queen, particularly in the Philippines?
If there's gonna be one Filipino beauty queen, I love Venus Ra.
I love Venus.
Bicolana.
I
We
love
all
her
love.
story.
Yeah, we all love Venus Raw. Yeah.
And how she was able to rise above all the controversies that happened to her during her reign as Binibining Filipina's Universe.
Mhm.
And she's also a cum laude. She
Yeah.
does her school, and now she's serving in the church. So it's like she's a phenomenal woman to me. She's the definition of a phenomenal woman.
Have you actually met her?
Somebody who can excel in different aspects of life.
Have you met her in person?
Yes, she
Yeah.
was one of our judges during the preliminary. And after the finals, I remember she was in the backstage and she said that, congratulations, Iloilo. you did a great job tonight.
Wonderful.
She said that word.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Did she give you some tips for Miss Universe?
Not yet. But actually, even before the competition, she was the first Miss Universe Philippines who followed me on my Instagram.
Wow.
That's great.
Wow. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. Rob, another personal
Go for it, Jan
question.
Michael. Go for it. Go, go, go.
Have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I was.
So how did you handle
Everybody
it?
has been bullied.
Yeah.
Especially in elementary, I remember my classmates. Hi, I know we're friends now, but I remember what you did to me when we were young. They would tease me that I don't have a dad. They would call me terms like um, something because I'm dark. Things like that. And for a moment, I felt like maybe I'm not beautiful. Maybe if I only have my dad with me, they won't tease me, they won't shame me in front of a lot of people. But I was able to survive everything because I surrounded myself with people who love me, people who would let me feel that I'm appreciated, that I'm beautiful. And I guess it's all about finding that even that one genuine friend, you'll be able to surpass everything in life once you have that one person who believes in you and who loves you really.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree that. I agree on that. Then follow-up question, Rob. Since you're after winning the Miss Universe Philippines crown, you have a left and right interview virtually, physically, and then you have a lot of invitations. So how you're able to handle those crazy things?
I know. There was this time in which in one day I have 3 events and I would go home around 1 a.m. and then I need to wake up around 5 a.m. So
Oh my God.
it's really very difficult for me to like
Yeah.
balance everything at first. But it's all about trying to organize everything. And Miss Shamsi gave me this advice that sometimes you may feel tired and the fame is really overwhelming and sometimes it
Yeah.
gets into your head. But always remember that it's gonna be just, for a few months. And then
Yeah.
after that, another girl will be crowned and you're gonna miss the attention. You're
Yeah.
gonna miss
Exactly.
the fact of you being busy with a lot of endorsement and projects. So you need to treasure, you need to enjoy things and build connection to people because even after your reign, if people will remember you as, that kind, that smart girl, you will still maintain the momentum of your
Yeah.
career.
Exactly. Exactly. Speaking of Shamsi, a lot of people actually told me that you look like a sister of Shamsi
Yeah,
Soup.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was my
When
So
I
exactly
what's
my
your
first
smile.
question.
what's your
You have the
reaction?
same smile. Of
So
course, I'm very like honored and kilig to know such thing. And
Kilig.
even before, during Miss Iloilo, I do receive that comments that when I don't smile, I look like Megan Young, but when I smile, I look like Shamsi. And now, every time Miss Shamsi would post a photo of us, people would make it viral and they would say that we're like twins or magkapatid kami.
yes,
So it feels
yes,
good.
yes.
It feels cute then.
Yeah, yeah,
That's cute.
yeah. Actually, love that.
Rafi has a question.
Okay. You have a boyfriend right now, no? I understand.
Yes. It's
Okay.
been
What
a long-term relationship
So what
for
qualities
six
are you
years.
looking for, or what qualities that did you find in him that made you like him?
If there would be one thing about him, he's really kind. And all the good qualities will follow. If you're dating a kind person, you're also dating someone who is patient, who is understanding, who would love you unconditionally. And I'm so blessed. If I'm gonna think about it, like I have, a booming career as Miss Universe Philippines, but in some aspect, God had blessed me to give a relationship that is not toxic, a relationship that supports my dream, and we don't know what the future holds, but I'm hoping and I'm praying that I end up with my first boyfriend. So I
is your first and
remember
only born son?
a lot of people would tease him. Even with Miss Universe organization, sasabihan siya na, Neil, ang daming nag-break nung nanalo na Miss Universe Philippines. Tapos, sinasabi niya, in a world where a lot of people would break, we're Shamsi and Lloyd. Yun talaga yung sinasabi niya. Team Shamsi and Lloyd kaming dalawa.
What does your boyfriend look like? Can you show us a picture of him?
Actually, I'm using my phone, but his name is Neil John Fell. You can go research him.
Okay, we'll do it.
But I can say he looks good because
Yeah.
I don't settle for less.
Yeah.
So he
He's an
support he's
Ilonggo, right?
so he supports you all the
Yes.
way, correct? He supports you all the way.
Yeah.
All out.
He is Ilonggo, right, Rab?
Yes, we've been dating since college, when I was in second year
Oh.
college.
Wow. So how long you been into relationship?
We're ongoing 6 years.
Wow, that's
So
nice.
that's
Keep it up.
like that's
Wow.
really long, especially nowadays. Sometimes you cannot find a relationship that lasts that long.
Yeah. So do you see each other from, during a weekend or if you have the time?
Yeah, like it's a long
He's
distance.
kind of busy also because he's working as a nurse in St.
Mm.
Luke's QC, Quezon City.
So
So
he's here in Manila.
he's also here in Manila. He's working in Manila. And the thing is, he's working in the COVID ward. So it's
Oh my
kind of risky to go with him or have a date with him from time to time. So before he comes to me, I make sure that he had his swab test first.
Yeah, of course. Safety
So
first.
we're that
So
Rafa, it's your
when do you guys plan to get married? Assuming you win Miss Universe and then your reign is over.
Have you
Do you have
talked
any
about
plans to
getting
get
married?
Yeah, actually, it's funny because before me joining Miss Iloilo and before me being a candidate in Miss Universe Philippines, we were already talking about, settling down. And then I asked, sabi ko, baby, just give me 1 year. I want to try a national pageant before, I get married. And he said, okay. And then now we're talking about it. Just give me another 2 years to to be a Miss Universe. Who knows? So he's very supportive and he doesn't pressure me. That's the good thing about
Yeah.
us. Because
That's good.
he knows what I want. And unlike other boyfriend, they will be very protective or they are very jealous when it comes to their girlfriend who enters beauty pageant. But my boyfriend, he's confident.
Yeah.
Because I assure him from time to time.
Yeah. That's nice.
That's good.
Rab, follow-up question, Rab. Since winning Miss Universe Philippines, what would you like to be remembered for as a title holder?
Good question.
Yeah. A lot of people would compare me to the former queens, because they have this different branding. And I want to let other people know who the real Rabiya is. And I want other people know my experience, my humble beginnings that molded me into becoming a phenomenal woman that I am right now. And I want to have a lot of programs. I'm actually talking with Miss Leah Andrea Ramos, former Miss Universe Philippines also, to build some projects about education.
That's
And not
nice.
this title as ambassador for education. So I've actually worked with DepEd last month, and there's a lot of projects on upcoming. So I want people to see me as a beauty queen who didn't just reign, but I want people to see me as a woman who actually did something, who actually made a difference.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Rafa?
Well, okay. Well, we're almost out of time. So
Yeah.
before we let you go, we would like to ask you if you could convey a message to your fans, to the world, and to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Go.
Let's start with my fans. To all the Ilonggos, especially to my babies, the Rabiya Natics, Rabiya Angels, Rabiya Warriors. Thank you so much for loving and supporting me. And I hope to see you all in the future. I know this pandemic had put this barrier, but again, we're gonna have another Zoom meeting. I'm very excited to meet
Yeah.
all of you. Thank you so much for loving me. And to the country, I am doing my assignment. I am working really, really hard, doing every training to improve every aspect in the competition because there's so much love that I have for the Philippines. And hopefully, with God's grace, I'm gonna be the fifth Miss Universe from our country. And I hope next year I really make you all proud. And to the whole world,
Wow.
right now it's really a difficult moment to celebrate Christmas for what is happening with us, but we need to appreciate the little things. We really need to celebrate the fact that when you wake up in the morning, you're healthy, you're alive, you can do so much more. And always be generous to other people. If you are privileged enough, don't hesitate to become a helping hand to those people who needed it the most. That is our essence as a human being. That is our essence as humanity. We need to help one another in moments like this. And I hope that all of us will have a bountiful Christmas. And
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
holidays,
Yes.
everybody. Sir
Yeah.
Rafa, Sir
Thank you.
Rafi, Sir John, thank you so much for inviting
Yeah.
me here
Yeah, you're
in
welcome.
your
Yes.
page. It's really a great time to talk to you guys. And
Yeah.
honestly, um, for most of the question, it was really hard, but I really do appreciate your time
Yeah.
and your effort trying
Yeah.
to extract all the creative juices that I have in my mind right
Yes.
now. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And
Yes.
I hope to see you in the future to thank all of
Yes.
you guys.
Yes.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you
Hope
for
to
your
see you
And
time.
in.
yeah, you're welcome. And don't forget the $500 challenge that I gave you.
Yes.
Okay. Don't forget that. That's
Hope to see you
Oh
in
my
Miss
God, I need to
Universe
do
Philippines.
more biceps curl.
for biceps. Well, thank you everybody for
Thank you.
joining us
Thank
in our
you.
chat with Rabiya Mateo, Miss Universe Philippines 2020. We wish you all the best of luck. Thank you for watching us. Thank you, Rafi. Thank you, John Michael, for joining with the chat. Thank you,
Yes.
Rabiya, darling, sweetheart. You're gorgeous. You're beautiful inside and out. And we wish you nothing but the best. Merry Christmas to everybody. Maligayang Pasko sa inyong
Merry
lahat.
Yes. Merry
Christmas.
Take care.
Christmas.
Be safe. Virtual hugs. Virtual hugs,
Virtual
everybody.
hug.
Virtual hugs. Mabuhay, Philippines. And thank you and God bless. Good night. Good morning.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night,
You.
Rabia. See you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.